Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen, welcome to this game. Jake Moody going to get it started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So the Broncos come out, and Greg, they are led by their QB of the future. Found their guy with the 6th quarterback selection in the 2024 draft. Second season now for Bo Nix.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things that kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback. You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. Dan Quinn wants a second opinion here, and he has thrown the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. Here's 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. Nix now on 1st and 10. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Frankie Louvu there to make the play defensively.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Again, it's Harvey. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up. And
that is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
The kick by Lutz is good. The Broncos will take a 7-0 lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They're led out by the former number 2 overall pick. That was back in 2015, Marcus Mariota.
And you think back to his days at Oregon, Mike, Heisman Trophy winner, that dynamic dual-threat athlete at the quarterback position. It just seems like ever since that leg injury, he hasn't been able to recapture that old self, but make no mistake about it. This is a veteran, talented quarterback that has his eyes set on not only leading this team today, but leading them to victory.
On play action, he'll set up to throw, finding the veteran tight end, Zach Ertz. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. 13 yards to start that drive, and a quick first down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back. Merritt. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. D.J. Jones. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's 3rd and long.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
His defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Broncos offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Is complete.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. To the left side, into the hands of Franklin. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. It's been a busy 1st quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down. Zone read, a give to Harvey. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Back to throw is Nix. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
That's taken in by Franklin. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Now it's 2nd and 1. Here's a first carry for their running back. What a move! He's in! Tyler Bidet! Touchdown, Denver!
Tell you what, this offense has come out and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Broncos will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Commanders offense ready for their second possession. They're in an early hole, 14-0. Gotta start digging out soon to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Arizona product, that is Ja'Cory Krusty-Merritt. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Back to throw. And he let him a bit too much. That pass is incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth where the receiver's saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
Exiting the pocket right, and he will have the Commanders' first down. At least it appears that way. Got it by maybe the length of a football.
3rd and short. You think this ball's expected to come out quick, but when all the receivers were taken away, he decides to make a break for it. He doesn't get a whole lot, but what he gets is just enough to move the chains.
On first down, Krowski Merritt has it. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Krowski Merritt to run again. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Alex Singleton, they're on the tackle. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. It's going to be third. They need 1. They'll run the sneak. And he will have the Commanders' first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
He gets it to Samuel, left side. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle, Krowski Merritt. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. Caught out wide on the RPO, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Up the middle they go. Room to run at the 35. Down the sideline, past the 45. And that changes things. Out of bounds inside the 40. After that play, we have one of the Commanders who is down. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Nix to throw. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Here's a 2nd and 6. On the bootleg, it's Nix. That one, taken in. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the first quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer, because right now, they don't have one.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Samuel gonna see what he can do. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense make their way out to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. To begin the drive, and it's Krosky Merritt. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll go with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
And now this brings up a tough situation, Mike, because even if they were going to consider going for it on 4th down, how do you do so when you couldn't even manage to get a few inches on 3rd down? Disappointing result for them on that play.
And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully. And that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a 1st down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He finds Mims. It's complete. And he will go all the way. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Denver. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos move out to a commanding 28-0 first half lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Samuel gonna see what he can do. Whoa! Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to take over once more. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Man in motion, heading left. We'll start the drive with Krosky Merritt. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and fast. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
A run out of the gun, Krosky Merritt, and he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And after that last incompletion, it's really the story of the game. This offense has had a really hard time sustaining drives that can lead to points. You can sense the frustration, not only on the sideline, but really in the entire stadium. They've got to get something going, especially early in these drives, so they can find themselves in scoring position and come away with some points.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. On first down, here's Nix to throw. He gets it away quickly, and it's caught. From the 33, here's second down and 4. Now a give up the middle. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They get 15 on that game. First down, Broncos.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
On second down, it's Nix. The throw over the middle, going to be caught by Franklin.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Nix going to keep it on the zone read. And nice work there. He'll go into a slide and gain about 7. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 32-yard line now, here's second and 3. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
A nice gain out of that position, Mike, that we don't typically see get a lot of carries anymore. I'm a big fan of any offense that still recognizes the usefulness of that fullback position. Work him in every now and then as a ball carrier, and you can see it pay off.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage, and I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
They'll stick with him again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Denver first down.
This offensive line continues to be very physical at the point of attack. They've been able to give their backs plenty of room to run. And that's why they've already eclipsed the century mark here in the opening half.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. They'll throw. It's Nix. Got it. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Commanders come up with the takeaway. Any turnover down here hurts, Greg. These feel even worse because you have the reception. Looks like you're going to gain yardage, And then the fumble and the turnover, the defense takes the ball.
And they got exactly what they wanted out of the pass play, Mike. They're able to make the completion, but now as the ball carrier, you cannot be thinking, oh, I have to score, get it in the end zone. You still have to protect the ball. He doesn't. The ball gets knocked free, and the defense creates a huge turnover.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. A short run there. He's got Ertz. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
They just desperately need to get something positive going here, Mike. It just feels like they're a play away from really jump-starting everything they've talked about being good at throughout the course of the week's prep. And it's really been the inability to sustain drives. So critical 3rd downs, better on 1st and 2nd. Somewhere it's got to pop, and somebody's got to make a play.
That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
The Commanders about to send this one away, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. The Broncos offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll go play action with Nix. He connects with Mims. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Now give on the ground. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. 3rd and 5. Throwing is Nix. He'll go right and find his running back. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation. On the plus side of the 50, I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He takes off, showing off the footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Motion.
The motion man here is McLaurin. He'll drop to throw. Look wide. Get this one complete. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second. It'll come with 36 ticks left on the first half clock. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And he's back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain before stepping out of bounds.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Now the Commanders will use their third and final timeout. They'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go until halftime. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up first and 10. Back to throw. There's Ertz. He's got it right side.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Two very different halftime speeches, I would assume, by those head coaches as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Samuel, going to see what he can do. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's into the hands of Lane. He's got it. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play. They'll go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Run over center. That's Krowski Merritt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
That's swung out to Krowski Merritt. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. It is third and long. They motion the slot man left. Throwing now on 3rd and long. He needed 13, and that's exactly what he got. By the nose of the football, it's a first down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They have a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Back to the air one more time.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Right side. And made by McClure. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. After that play, we have one of the Commanders who is down. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The motion man here is McClure. Red zone now. He'll drop to throw. Forced to his right. Now he takes off.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd reads, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
It is 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. Extra point up and good from Moody. And the Commanders are able to edge a bit closer. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Broncos offense getting ready for their opening possession of this 2nd half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. in on the ground with Harvey. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Second down. Nix. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
And this is where the timing of these passing game, you see, guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him.
That is hot! And he will take this one in. 77 yards. Touchdown, Denver. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away. Samuel going to see what he can do. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Marcus Mariota set to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Right back to Krosky-Merritt. And he'll have a Commanders 1st down as he's able to get it up to the 37-yard line.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Has caught. That's Lane. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective. The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 3. Gets a quick throw over to Samuel. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
Now, this looks like a design run. He'll step up and run this. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That is underneath, and it's Koski Merritt.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big, explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That'll be taken in by Koski Merritt. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Udi's kick is good. And the Commanders cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He sets a kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Drive starts on the ground, and this is Harvey. He looks forward for maybe a yard. Deron Payne there for the stop. From the 29, here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Broncos.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
A gain there of 20. Good for a Denver 1st down.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
That's another 1st down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Harvey. And the Broncos are going to have it 1st and goal. He'll take this down to about the 3. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. He'll try to run this one in. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. His big night continues. His 3rd touchdown of the game. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. To throw here to begin the drive. And he's going to be taken down, a sack on what likely will wrap up play in this 3rd quarter. That is P.J. Locke on the safety blitz, getting there for the sack. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On 2nd down, here's a run to begin the 4th quarter. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. 18 yards on the pickup there. 1st down, Washington.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. A screen set up for Krosky Merritt.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. D.J. Jones getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Just another example of poor decision-making. I mean, making a bad play even worse. There's nothing there on second down. Just throw the ball into the stands and move on to third. Now you take that sack, and it's going to take a miracle to stay on the field.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Now pass deep from McLaurin. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on downs. The Broncos offense and receiver Cortland Sutton ready to get going again. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Handoff now for Harvey. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give them 14 on that one. 1st down, Broncos.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Inside the 10, it is caught. And the Broncos are going to have it 1st and goal. He's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
To the 5-yard line. Now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
The idea here on 2nd down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here. And I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. He'll try, and he will get into the end zone. Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos stretch things out even further. So now after the touchdown, Lutz's going to send this one away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to Trusty Merritt. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There is nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a fourth down.
And there's a great example of the pressure altering the quarterback's plan. They need to continue to get him off his spot, continue to make him speed through those progressions. I think if they can continue to do that, they're going to find good success.
A fair catch. He's going to call it and take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Broncos offense and receiver Cortland Sutton ready to get going again. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. His drive will start on the ground, and not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. He connects with Mims. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for third down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Now Nick's going to look to throw. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Denver first down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. That, not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Third and inches. They'll try to sneak it here. And yes, that'll get it. First down, mark at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
There's that man again, another catch. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 2nd and 5. They'll turn and hand this one off. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Broncos.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with him again. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Lutz for the extra point. He gets it to go. The Broncos add on to their already sizable lead. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Commanders' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
That's into the hands of Lane. He's got it. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, did not look back as they cruise in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X